Whoa.
What was that?
What was that?
Going into abandoned buildings alone at night can be downright terrifying. But what if you stumble upon something or someone you'd rather not face? Tonight, we're uncovering 6 of the most spine-chilling encounters ever caught on camera. These stories will have you thinking twice before ever setting foot in an abandoned building alone again. Let's jump straight into the first unsettling encounter. The first video tonight comes from No Fear Urbex, a UK-based urban exploration channel focused on abandoned and unsafe buildings. The channel is known for a blunt, skeptical, and humor-driven style, prioritizing real decay, structural danger, and honest reactions over dramatic paranormal claims. It is January 17, 2026, in the United Kingdom. As the exploration continues through the ground floor, the explorers openly question claims that the house is haunted. They move between vandalized rooms filled with rotting floors, peeling wallpaper, graffiti, and scattered debris. Basic call-outs are made more out of curiosity than belief, but nothing responds. The atmosphere feels cold and unstable, with tension coming from the condition of the building rather than anything supernatural.
Whoa.
Whoa.
What was that?
What was that?
That was spooky.
That was spooky.
Okay, let's move up there.
Yeah, let's move.
Reaching the staircase, they discover severe fire damage. Several steps are missing entirely, exposing large gaps and dangerous drops below. The focus immediately shifts from any talk of hauntings to personal safety, with clear concern about the risk of falling through the structure.
Here is where the person themselves.
Literally right up there. Where you're standing.
How true it is, I don't know. It could be just rumours. I'll have to do some more digging, but apparently this is...
In one of the upstairs rooms, they find a small hatch-like space and unsettling graffiti referencing Satan. The visuals add an uncomfortable edge to the exploration, but no sounds, movement, or sensations follow. No paranormal activity is experienced during the investigation. All unusual sounds are attributed to wind, structural movement, or the unstable condition of the building. The explorers conclude that the house is not haunted, and that the rumors surrounding it are likely exaggerated or false. The real danger throughout the video comes from the building itself. Rotting floors, missing stairs, fire damage, and potential exposure to hazardous materials. While the location is visually striking, the investigation ends with a firm rejection of ghost hunting and a clear emphasis on the very real risks of exploring abandoned properties. Before we move on, if you're enjoying the video so far, leaving a like really helps. And if you haven't subscribed yet, now's a good time. We recently passed 50,000 subscribers, and that's entirely because of you. The next target is 100,000 before the end of the year. Ambitious, but worth aiming for. There's a hidden word somewhere in this video. See if you can spot it. Now, let's continue. The next horrifying video comes from Will Explore, a UK-based urban exploration channel focused on abandoned industrial and residential sites. The channel is known for carefully documenting structural decay, collapsing floors, and dangerous machinery, with tension driven by real physical risk rather than paranormal claims. It is January 29, 2026, in the United Kingdom. Will arrives at the site and surveys the silent industrial interior. Below him, deep standing water sits beneath old machinery, pulleys, chains, and levers. Narrow metal walkways span the space, immediately raising concern about footing and balance. The stillness and decay establish a tense, hazardous atmosphere from the outset. He carefully steps onto the narrow metal walkway above the water, moving slowly and deliberately. Each step is calculated, with frequent pauses to assess stability. The risk of slipping or falling into the dark water below keeps tension high. Stopping to inspect the machinery, he points out interconnected pulleys, chains, and mechanical systems, while deliberately avoiding unstable sections of flooring. The scale and age of the equipment reinforce how dangerous the environment has become over time.
I heard a voice right now. I swear to God, I heard something. Someone talk. Oh my God, this ladder, these steps are so steep. I can fall at any moment. All right, we made it safely, guys. All right, this building is fully explored now.
He enters sections with partially collapsed roofs and severely weakened floors. Progress slows as he tests surfaces before stepping, carefully navigating around voids and drop-offs. The focus remains firmly on avoiding injury, rather than pushing deeper.
That is a floor. That is not the ceiling. That is not a wall. That is the floor. Look, someone got across and wrote Nick. M. Yeah, no, I don't think it's safe for me to do that, guys. I don't think it's safe for me to go downstairs. Oh my God. This whole thing is collapsed, man. Look how far down it goes, too. Wow. What was this? What did this used to be? Should I go up the stairs or not? Should I risk myself? This whole thing can collapse on me. At any moment, this whole thing can collapse on me. Let's just check out this right here real quick, and then we'll go out. More collapsed. Look at this whole floor is collapsed. I don't want to step on it. Ain't no way I'm stepping on this to go over there.
Assessing the extent of the collapse, he decides not to continue further. Relief is clear as he exits without injury, underscoring how close the exploration came to serious danger. T. Will reflects on the intensity of navigating such a hazardous industrial site and the satisfaction of leaving safely. The surrounding area, filled with abandoned factories and derelict residential buildings, hints at a once active industrial community now left to decay. While the location proves too dangerous to fully explore in one visit, he suggests returning in the future to investigate nearby structures and a looming tower, leaving the episode grounded in realism and the ever-present risks of urban exploration. The next chilling video comes from D-Dog Vlogs, a US-based urban exploration and adventure channel focused on abandoned buildings in active urban areas. Their content is largely unstaged, prioritizing real risk, security avoidance, and the unpredictable reality of exploring decaying structures that are not as abandoned as they appear. It is September 30th, 2024, in the United States. D-Dog Vlogs and Dakota arrive at the school and immediately note heavy vandalism, graffiti, and signs of homeless activity around the perimeter. Inside the school, they move carefully through corridors, watching closely for motion sensors. Each turn is slow and deliberate, with the constant risk of triggering an alarm hanging over the exploration.
Did somebody flood it? Yo, it's flooding down here. It's fully flooding. Damn, we'll go over there in a minute, but look at this, guys.
They encounter a flooded section caused by a damaged pipe. Water runs through the building, creating slippery floors and adding a new hazard to an already unstable environment.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Somebody cut the pipe and it's just exploding. Oh my God. That's crazy.
The moment is chaotic and forces an immediate reaction, increasing both physical danger and the risk of drawing attention.
It is going off, guys.
Oh God, I didn't hear. Oh, you have hearing, supersonic hearing.
Damn. Alright, well, time to get out of here.
Security arrives outside the building. Instead of fleeing immediately, they move cautiously through the interior, avoiding windows and exits while listening for movement. The tension continues until they finally manage to leave the site. No paranormal activity is encountered, but the exploration is defined by real-world danger. Flooded floors, broken infrastructure, active alarms, motion sensors, and the arrival of security turn the abandoned school into a volatile environment. D-Dog Vlogs and Dakota reflect on how urban exploration in partially monitored buildings carries genuine risk. The video ends with relief at exiting safely, reinforcing that abandoned urban spaces can be just as tense and unpredictable as any supposedly haunted location. The next shocking video of the night comes from Fort Spooky, a UK-based paranormal investigation channel known for calm, methodical, and respectful explorations of historic locations. It is December 23rd, 2025, in the United Kingdom. A 700-year-old historic manor, exact name undisclosed. Susie and Steve arrive at the manor, a location Susie has long wanted to investigate. They take time to appreciate the age and character of the building. Exposed wooden beams, staircases, fireplaces, and Gothic furnishings, while setting up EVP devices and red and green trigger lights. They explain their intention to conduct a respectful investigation, inviting any presence to communicate calmly. The house is quiet, but its history gives the space an underlying sense of anticipation.
Something be dragged.
What?
I just heard something be dragged.
Where?
In the corner.
What, over there?
Yeah.
Loud?
Yeah.
They've not been closed for a very long time.
No.
Something over here.
Yeah.
Inside.
I don't know. It was loud because I could hear it over the beeping.
It's alright. I've got to turn my phone off.
Steve, did you hear that?
Yeah, it's a dog.
No, it's not.
A dog. That was a dog barking.
It wasn't. It's something creaking like metal.
That was a dog barking, that.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Listen. That was the same noise that I heard, but that was really close. What is that? That's weird. I don't think it's a dog. Go stand there and wait for it to happen again, honestly. It sounds like metal. Just listen, it'll do it again.
Soon after beginning, loud dragging and creaking sounds are heard nearby. The pair discuss possible explanations, such as wind, branches, animals, or the structure itself settling. However, some noises appear to come from rooms they are actively occupying, creating uncertainty and a growing sense of unease.
It sounded like it came from behind. Hang on. No, it wasn't me because I was leant on there as it happened, but it wasn't. It was behind me, but I was just double checking, but it's not that anyway. I wasn't moving like that anyway.
I didn't actually hear it.
Yeah, it was like... If that was you, thank you. Could you knock again? Sounded like on a hollow bit of wood, maybe. Honestly, if that was...
A clear knock is heard on hollow wood behind them. They attempt to prompt a repeat by asking for the sound to happen again, but nothing follows. The inability to locate a source keeps the moment unresolved.
Where are you?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a little...
It was like it was on the wood.
Yeah. We've not been anywhere near that corner.
No, we haven't. If that was you, thank you. If it was you, go on.
We don't know how difficult...
A tapping sound comes from a corner of the room where neither investigator is standing. They attempt communication, but the response is brief and does not continue, adding another subtle but unexplained moment to the session.
It wasn't.
What?
No. It made a duff, but when it wasn't that...
Before, no, the duff I heard, but the bird noise before wasn't
No,
your tummy?
no, it was coming from over here. Like a rumbling.
Yeah.
Yeah, that wasn't my stomach, because my stomach went a duff. That's my stomach.
Yeah.
Goodbye.
Oh, wow.
That's my battery's gone.
No, it's paranormal. We asked it to say goodbye and it literally just said goodbye to us.
On the screen it said
On the
goodbye.
screen. Well, on that note...
We shall be calling it, I think.
Both investigators hear a low rumbling sound at the same time, confirming it is not caused by movement or equipment. The source remains unclear. Susie and Steve reflect that while activity was minimal, the atmosphere of the manor and the subtle, well-timed responses made the visit meaningful. They acknowledge that many sounds could have natural explanations, but the closing goodbye felt intentional and respectful. They leave the manor calmly, appreciative of its history and the restrained nature of the encounter, concluding the investigation on a quiet, reflective note rather than a dramatic one. The next video comes from Decay on Earth, a urban exploration channel focused on abandoned hospitals, forgotten buildings, and decaying interiors. Their videos rely on slow movement, natural sound, and observation rather than narration-heavy reactions, allowing locations to speak for themselves. It is December 31st, 2019, in the Netherlands, at an abandoned hospital complex. As dusk settles, the explorers enter the hospital through the main access points, moving into long, silent corridors lined with empty patient rooms. Beds, medical carts, and scattered equipment remain where they were left, giving the impression that the building was vacated abruptly rather than carefully cleared.
Maar zoals de televisie, die hangt er gewoon nog. Oh, hier is nog wel een bed, zoals een kijkstoel. Oh. Nice.
The exploration continues into the hospital laboratory. Equipment, benches, and storage areas remain intact, reinforcing the idea that the site was abandoned suddenly. The silence here feels heavier, amplified by the clinical setting and lack of natural light.
Maar dat ruikt hier echt nog naar het ziekenhuis hier, hè. Sommige oude mensen, vind ik.
Oh, ja.
Ja, hè? Een paar laptops, alleen pc's. Dat ligt hier nog vol met vaste telefoontoestellen. Klokken die nog werken, die tikken nog. Verlengkabels hier, hè. Bellen. Echt mental. Alles hier gewoon achtergelaten. Omdat ze verhuisd zijn naar een ander gedeelte. We zijn momenteel nog andere mensen tegengekomen, dus ze zijn hier zeker niet.
The explorers move through the maternity ward and operating theater. Medical instruments and furniture remain positioned as if awaiting use. The absence of sound or movement makes these spaces particularly unsettling, given their purpose.
We zijn dus gewoon aan het mortuarium. Yo. Yo guys, we zijn gewoon in het mortuarium, waar ze de mensen bewaarden nadat ze gestorven zijn. Yo, dat je ooit mensen hebben opgelegen. Dat kan...
The group enters the mortuary. Storage units and preserved facilities used for the deceased remain intact, making this the most disturbing section of the hospital. The clinical stillness here carries a different weight, tied directly to death and finality. Leaving the hospital via the parking area, the explorers reflect on how intact the site remains. Large sections were never explored, adding to the sense that the building still holds unanswered questions. Rather than feeling vandalized or stripped, the hospital feels paused, a place where life stopped mid-routine. The video ends with lingering tension, shaped not by any single moment, but by the cumulative unease of walking through a medical facility that looks ready to function, yet never will again. Before the next clip, if you're enjoying the video, please consider liking and subscribing to the channel. We're trying to hit 50,000 subscribers by the end of the year, and right now, 80% of viewers aren't subscribed. So, if you're one of them, please consider hitting that subscribe button. It really means a lot. Your support helps us continue creating awesome, creepy videos. Now, let's get back to the video. The last video of the night comes from Trevor Costello, a US-based urban exploration creator known for documenting large, decaying structures, particularly abandoned hospitals, with an emphasis on realism, caution, and authentic reactions, rather than theatrics. It is April 27, 2018, in California, United States, at a massive abandoned hospital complex. Trevor and his team arrive at the site and begin on the roof. They comment on the size of the complex, extensive graffiti, and visible decay. Wearing masks due to asbestos concerns, they move carefully through upper floors, climbing ladders and passing through former offices and conference rooms. Creaking floors, debris underfoot, and faint ambient noises create a steady sense of tension as they work deeper into the building.
That sounded like a chainsaw. Where's OJ? That's scary as f***, bro.
You think that's him just playing with us?
Dude, I hope not. Where's this staircase up?
I saw him go through there.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, I don't know if you remember that.
That's scary though, I keep hearing noises.
Realizing a scrapper is actively cutting copper inside the building, they immediately retreat back to the roof to avoid confrontation. From above, they stay quiet and document the situation, aware that someone else is moving through the same structure.
Downstairs, they're like sawing away at trying to get the copper and everything, so we're just staying up here right now. We're kind of just getting some pictures and stuff while the day still comes out, and then we're gonna go back inside after that.
It's so weird being down here on the first floor. I said it's so weird just being down here on the first floor with everything all boarded up and everything. What is this? Ferric
subsulfate solution, Monsul solution. Gynecology clinic. Oh, is this where you're supposed to be? Look at all the Christmas decorations and stuff right here. I swear there's always Christmas decorations in places like this. I got my double flashlight now because we're hearing more footsteps and stuff like that in the distance. And I want to be able to be double alert for that type of stuff. Now where did OJ go? Oh god, look at these biohazard containers. Not going near that. Oh, look at all this, bro. This has probably all been looted through. Yeah, these are all empty.
The team continues through storage rooms and surgical areas, discovering old medical equipment, typewriters, and supplies. Some sections appear less deteriorated than others, suggesting partial maintenance or later access. The mix of abandoned and semi-intact spaces adds to the unease, as they remain alert to both structural hazards and the possibility of other people inside. Trevor reflects on the emotional weight of the exploration, especially the morgue and autopsy rooms. He emphasizes the importance of safety when navigating unstable buildings and acknowledges how immersive and unsettling large abandoned hospitals can be. The video closes with a reminder of both the risks and rewards of urban exploration, capturing forgotten places while respecting their history, and leaves the team already considering future explorations of similarly vast, decaying locations. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed these 6 spine-tingling encounters, be sure to like the video and subscribe for more chilling and terrifying videos. There's always another mystery waiting to be uncovered, and you won't want to miss what's next. Stay tuned, and we'll see you in the next video.